President Donald J. Trump was visiting a forward operation base set up in the middle of the desert, under the shadow of heavy artillery. Soldiers, lined up in their dusty uniforms, were ready to salute him. As he stood in front of the podium, his mind filled with prepared words about patriotism and American courage. However, Trump noticed a soldier lying on a stretcher out of the corner of his eye. At the head of the stretcher, a group of medical personnel wore worried expressions. Trump hesitated for a moment, then walked determinedly toward the soldier. His advisors and security personnel, stunned by this unexpected action, had no choice but to follow him. When he reached the stretcher, the young soldier lying in front of him caught his attention. His face was pale, his breath shallow. His uniform was soaked in blood, but the spark in his eyes had not yet faded. "Son, what's your name?" Trump asked, kneeling down on one knee. "Sergeant Ethan Grayson, sir," the soldier said weakly but with pride. "I'm from Texas." Trump recalled his speeches where he often praised the love soldiers had for their country, and he saw it clearly in this young man. "You're a real American, Ethan," he said. "I see what you've done for your country, and we are grateful." Ethan struggled to breathe, but a smile spread across his face. "Sir, I fought for this flag, for my family, for my country. It was worth it." Trump paused for a moment, searching for the right words. He had faced many challenges in his life, but now, speaking to this young man on the verge of death, was a challenge unlike any other. "Ethan," he said finally, his voice unusually soft, "because of sacrifices from people like you, this country stands. The spirit of this nation lives through your courage." Ethan's eyes met Trump's. "Sir, tell my family. Let them be proud. Tell them about me. I fought for them too." Trump took Ethan's hand. "I promise, Ethan. We won't forget you. We will honor your name. This country will exist because of heroes like you." Ethan's breath grew heavier. For a few seconds, everything was silent except for the sound of the desert wind. Then Ethan's eyes began to close. With one last whisper, he said, "God bless America," and his breath stopped. Trump stood still for a moment. Before releasing Ethan's hand, he gave him one last look. Then he stood up and turned to the soldiers and officials around him. "This young man," Trump said, his voice firm and resonant, "is a symbol of the American spirit. His courage, sacrifice, and love for his country should inspire each of us. Today, we honor Ethan Grayson and vow that we will never forget all of our heroes like him. But we must all understand that thanks to heroes like him, this flag flies freely. Ethan, with his life, called this land the homeland, and we will never forget it." At that moment, everyone standing beside Ethan was reminded once again of what they were fighting for. As the American flag fluttered in the desert wind, Ethan's name and spirit echoed in the hearts of all. Patriotism lived through the sacrifices of heroes like him. A few weeks later, President Trump traveled to Texas to visit Ethan Grayson's family. When he arrived at the small, simple house in the middle of a wide field, he saw the family waiting for him. Ethan's father, with his strong yet aging hands, shook Trump's hand firmly. Ethan's mother, in tears, said, "Thank you, sir, for speaking with our son." However, when they entered the house, Trump was met with an unexpected tension. Ethan's younger brother, Jake, gave the president a harsh look and said, "I don't know why you're here. My brother was over there because of your policies. He died because of this war." A silence fell over the room. Ethan's mother tried to calm Jake, while Trump took a deep breath. "Jake," he said, his voice calm but firm, "you're right. The difficulties and losses of this war are immense, but Ethan's courage and sacrifice keep the spirit of this country alive. I'm here not as a president, but as a human being. I've come to thank you and offer help. I understand what you're going through." Jake's anger slowly gave way to astonishment. Turning to Ethan's family, Trump said, "What can I do for you?" This is not just a visit. I'm here to honor Ethan's legacy. In the following hours, Trump sat with the Grayson family, listening to stories of Ethan's life, his dreams, his sacrifices, and memories from his childhood. The president told the family that he would establish a scholarship program in Ethan's honor, ensuring his name would live on forever. He also offered to cover Jake's educational expenses. That day wasn't just a visit, it was a moment of sharing in a family's grief, anger, and hopes. Ethan Grayson's memory would continue to live on, not only on the battlefield, but also in the hearts of his family and the future of the nation. If you liked this video, please support us and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. It means a lot.